Hi, it's Sue.
And Hannah.
And Sarah. And we're here to do our reflection for our appendix. What went well? One thing that went really well is we really enjoyed working together and quickly discovered that we were able to do hermeneutics on each other. Because we know each other really well already before this project, we have a great concept of the wording of meaning that each of us has in our own lives. And so when Sue would talk about something for the project, I was very easily able to understand what she meant. We didn't have to waste a lot of time coming to understandings of each other. We were able to very quickly interpret meaning from each other and therefore make applications very quickly, which then resulted in lots of work together without conflict.
Yay! We also enjoyed doing research at the graduate library. We feel like we were able to utilize a lot of resources that we haven't been able to use before there. Specifically, we talked to some of the specialists, the librarians there, as we hunted down books from the first century. And sometimes it didn't even result in books, but just the process of looking for them felt beneficial to us.
We loved working together too, which I don't know, none of us expected to love it as much as we did, we'll be honest. But it was really great. We probably did about half of our assignment in the presence of each other and together. Oh, look, there's one of our coworkers in the back. And we found we were really productive together and worked really well in community together.
Not only did we like working with each other, it did seem really efficient. It was really cool for us. We decided early on that we wanted to do a lot of work together to try to apply what you told us in class about how it's actually better to interpret scripture in community. And so we're like, okay, well, when else are we going to get a chance to do this? Let's do this now and try out this skill. And we did find that working together, not only did we like each other, but it also was efficient, productive, and more organized.
Yeah, we loved using logos, thought it was super applicable to the assignment. I really appreciated that too because we made such a large investment, just how much the assignment and even time in class helped us to really learn how to use it, maximize some of the resources. Personally, I think we all feel like there's so much more we have to learn from it, but loved learning more about how to use visual tools, commentary searches, passage comparisons, and make charts. So loved using that.
Some things we would do differently. One is, even though we were a really great group, we were kind of a randomly assigned, very homogenous group. And so we did learn that we had different skills, and we maximized that. But it would have been cool to split up the groups maybe a little more intentionally next time to divide up some of the different giftings that even in the course of the class we could see different people had different skills, and it would have been cool to arrange groups that were a little more diverse and see what that would be like. Because to be honest, I would have chosen to work with Sue. Just because I already know them, I'm close with them because I'm like them.
It was a little like cheating.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to work with people that I have skills that even refine and challenge me.
It's like we almost would have given up the ease of the assignment to learn what it feels like to work with other people. Another thing we would love to see done differently is some of the instructions physically written out in the assignments seemed confusing. We sent you some questions earlier on if you wanted some practicals of things that could be reworded that would be helpful to be changed later on. And then also the appendices didn't make intuitive sense to us of how they supported the teaching outline all the time. So if it could become clearer or more joined together, the relationship between the appendices and the teaching outline, that would have been helpful for us.
Cool. The other thing we might have done differently is you just did such a great job in class of teaching us different ways to engage with the text and think about things. Sometimes we went outside. If someone had a question, we might pause class, have an in-class debate to try to really hear two sides of an argument. And so, we just learned tons of ways to think about things, process things very differently than, maybe your typical classroom setting. And we found that the post-course assignment actually catered pretty well to traditional learning or ways of writing a paper or expressing oneself. And that's actually why we're making this video, is because we wanted to do something a little different and creative. So we'd love to just suggest in the future doing assignments that just allow for different on-ramps for people to express creative express themselves creatively. And another thing, this is probably the only drawback of doing things in community. I don't know if I would necessarily change things, is that because some of the things we did do were delegated, we didn't all learn the same skill sets. So, for instance, you did all the charts in Logos, and Sarah and I just don't have as many skills or tools in making those kinds of charts. So that was one drawback, the one drawback we found to doing things in community.
Things that we learned from this project, one of them actually is the flip side of that, which is that we are in community and communal learning is a positive thing. I didn't get a ton of practice with the charts, but Sue did, and I still know Sue. So in the future, if I need help with that, I can ask her. And so I just really learned, I think we all really learned, that we have gifts that matter. They're different than what other people have, even in a group where we felt like we were all very similar. We all had different gifts, and that's okay. Being a part of the body is a great thing. So, yeah, that was just like, I really think we believe that more than we did before this project.
Yeah.
Another thing that we learned, which I hope was one of your goals in this assignment, was we learned how to interpret Scripture better.
Yeah.
Specifically, Ephesians 4:28. I feel like it's memorized in like 10 different versions now.
And in Greek.
And in Greek. But don't ask us to pronounce it. But we'd be able to identify it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just feel like if we wanted to go deeper into studying a text or a whole like book or something like that, we have the skills and we know how to use the resources available to us better than we did before to go more in depth. But we also know how to implement some of the more basic things that we can use in our day-to-day life when we're just getting normal time with Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, and one really cool and fun way that we've applied it is Sarah and I actually bought pristine text Bibles. And yeah, just hopefully you can see this. Hopefully the color shines through. But we actually started marking up the text in accordance with the Logos verb priority. And actually the whole book of Ephesians, look at that! Look at that! I'll show you later in person. But yeah, we have learned a lot about verb priority, how to apply that, how to not just read our own desires and feelings, pre-understandings into a text. I think I just find myself checking those at the door a lot more every time I come to interact with the text. So that is our reflection. We're super excited to have you back for Hermeneutics 2.
Come back to us.
Come back. And welcome to our staff office too. I don't know if you were ever here when you were here, but it's a great place.
See you in the fall.
Bye.